What is up, and welcome back to Beyond the Arc with Brandon Silvers. As always, I am your host, Brandon Silvers. All right, there are leaves on the ground. The temperature has a slight chill to it, as much as global warming will allow. And there's pumpkin spice on the menu, which means it is fall, and fall means playoff baseball. So we got to talk about that and also look back at the season that was. And what better person to have talk about that with me than Brett Gosnell? Brett, what is going on?
How are we doing? Very, very excited for this.
Yes, because not only are we going to talk about baseball, but we're debuting a new game on Beyond the Arc with Brandon Silvers, Fair or Foul. You know it's important because I'm holding note cards.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah. So, Brett, are you ready to play in the first ever Beyond the Arc with Brandon Silvers game of Fair or Foul?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so first, the rules. I will give you a subject, a statement. Some might call it, if they were an English teacher. I will say fair or foul. If you agree with the statement, you will say fair and you will tell us why. If you do not agree, you will say foul and tell us why you don't agree. Then, as the segment winds down, I will ask you if the bases are clear. That means, have you gotten everything off your chest?
Okay, I like it.
That's something I just made up because I'm a sports media genius. So let's get into it. All right. Fair or foul, big bank takes little bank. You have to spend money to win.
I kind of wish that was fair, but it's foul. So there's a lot of ways I can go with this. So I'll start out from the highest level possible. So baseball is so different than most other sports in that, like, I'm going to make the NBA comparison again. You've got 5 guys on the floor, 12 guys on the whole team. If you sign like 3 or 4 good players, you can kind of assure yourself that you're going to do good, right? Because that's like, 75% of your team. In baseball, there's really no amount of money you can spend to guarantee that you're going to be good, much less win the World Series. You'll never guarantee that because the playoffs are such a crapshoot. But even to ensure yourself of making the playoffs, there's really no amount of money you can spend because there's 26 guys on the roster, and your best player gets to go to the plate 4 times, 5 times a game. The sport's just not set up for superstars to carry the load. So in order to win, what you have to do is have a good farm system, have a lot of depth. And then if you can spend money on top of that, then all the better. But I mean, we're seeing this year in the AL, Tampa Bay, who they don't have a pot to piss in. Like, nobody goes to these games in St. Petersburg. They're the second best team in the AL. The damn Orioles have won 100 games.
Yeah.
They spend no money. I mean, they don't spend any money. And they've sucked so bad for so long that they've had such good draft picks, and they've hit the nail on the head every draft pick the last, decade, and all those guys are up playing now and they're good. And then on the flip side, you look at the Padres, they've spent a shitload of money, and they did make the NLCS last year, but they're not, as we just talked about, they're probably not going to make the playoffs this year. They've spent a load of money. So, I mean, you don't have to spend money to be good.
And to just talk about the Rays have the 27th out of 30th highest payroll, Orioles 28th out of 30th, and the Padres have the 3rd highest payroll
Yeah.
behind the Mets, who are first, and the Yankees, who are second.
Yep. Yeah. Yankee. Yeah. Yeah.
And they
The
are
Yankees have spent a ton
terrible.
of money, and it sucks in a way because there's so much talk of these like underdog small market teams, and at least to their own fan bases, they sell this story of, oh, we just don't have as much money as the Dodgers and the Yankees and the big empires. Go to hell. You have the money. You know, everybody that owns a baseball team has money.
Yeah.
And like you look back at the Yankees, the evil empire, you know, back when they were winning the World Series every year, George Steinbrenner, compared to other baseball owners, did not have that much money. But he wanted to win. So he spent everything he had to win. So that's just kind of a myth that these rich owners sell. They're trying to make a profit. They're trying to put as little in the team as they can. So I hate to see teams like that get rewarded.
Yes. Yes.
But the fact of the matter is, spending a ton of money does not ensure you anything. There are so many other factors into it. You've got to have a good organization around that. So, you know, they do have a point, I guess.
Yeah. It seems like with everything in life, having the money to spend is a very good, and you said all of them have, but being willing to spend the money, I guess a
Right.
better way to put it, is a very good start to winning.
Yeah.
Like you can bring in talent, you can build up your farm, so you can do all kind of stuff if you're willing to spend money, but it does not appear to be a guarantee
No.
of anything.
No. And so, yeah, looking at the Rays and the Orioles, the Orioles don't even really have a good organization, honestly.
No.
Like they've got lucky on these draft picks. The Rays, they've been like one of the best run teams in baseball since they became a franchise in the late 90s. And then I'm thinking a Texas Rangers. They've started the past couple of years. They've started spending a lot of money, and they've got rewarded for it. Okay,
Yep.
they're fourth. Okay, that's even higher than I thought. And they've got rewarded for it. So I'm happy to see that. And
Yeah.
when the Padres started spending money, I mean, even though they're our division rivals, I was happy to see it too. I mean, it's fun to have Manny Machado and Juan Soto and shit come into your division. But yeah, it's not good enough. Like you've got to. That's all. That's icing on the cake. You've got to have a good franchise top to bottom. Because you know you need at least 26 good players. You know.
Yeah, and not Josh Hader.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I hate, like you said, I hate for owners to get rewarded for being cheap.
Yep.
I hate that.
Yep. Yep.
And I mean, you look at baseball seems to have a gang of them who just don't want to spend anybody. Like I'm thinking, like what they're doing in Oakland.
It's a joke. Yeah.
It's ridiculous, and they're gonna be rewarded for it.
Yeah.
And it's complete bullshit. And it's just like, it's not right. So I do wish that I wonder, because they've got a minimum they've got to spend in salary cap, right? No.
I don't think so.
Well, there needs to be like a minimum, because it's like, if we're looking at the disparity, like just looking at these numbers was insane to me. So the Mets, I mean, they were just buying everything. So
but they spent the money stupidly. Like it's cool to see the Wall Street dude take over the team and spend the money. Like I appreciated that, but everybody he signed was like 42 years old and they got hurt. Like, yeah, no shit.
$343 million he spent.
Yeah,
which is the Yankees were second and they were 279, to show you how far away.
Insane.
And then, of course, the cheapest team, the Oakland A's, just under 62 million. Like the gap being that wide is crazy.
Yep. But like you said, you've got the 27th and the 28th highest spenders are like the best teams in the American League.
Yeah. So I guess we have to root against them.
Yeah.
To just completely fail immediately. So I'm willing to do that. All right. Well, are the bases clear?
Bases are clear.